mess with. We got good lighting here, so I'm not messing with the box light or anything. So good dawning and welcome to good dawning. Better than if you don't have to mess with the box light and have a 300 or I don't know how many watts it is. The LEDs are different, but yeah, if you don't have to have a big white light blowing a blue light, there you go. The blue light special, right? Having the blue light blow at your face, then you're always better off than not having a big blue light blowing up your face and screwing up your brain, right? Your dopamine system. Blue light does not work well with dopamine. Good dawning, and welcome to. I don't have the microphone on either. I fell asleep without charging my phone, so these things do happen. And all right, so let's do the lean-to here while we try to light this Palo Santo. Some dense Palo Santo here. I'm gonna have to get like the creme brulee torch or something. Yes, we all have a creme brulee torch. All right, so let's all right, stand here for a minute and all right, so how are you? As we light the, and technically you're supposed to light this with a match, right? And I don't know how you would pull that one off unless you had like the world's biggest match. Like, I mean, even this thing's starting to get hot, and it is not wanting to like combust. I'll leave it outside, let it dry out or something. There we go. All right, so for you guys, there we go. That's better. All right, good dawning. Cleanse some energies here. If you just came from Truth Wave, you're pretty balanced out anyways. All right, get myself here. Throat chakra. All right, there we go. All right, get you guys again. All right, guys, there we go. So a little Palo Santo, let it burn out while we're working here. All right, so today we've got a little bit different. This is the deck that Millie gave. I slept under, put it in my pillow and slept with it. I always generally just fall asleep, and I kept forgetting to put it in my pillow. But it has been charged, and we'll run it over the Palo Santo real quick. Stabby bowl there for the Palo Santo. All right, so then we've got, this is the Wild Goddess Oracle. So we're going to mess around with that, and as a Cancer, most Cancers as generally are more divine feminine than masculine, even as a male. So we will work with the Wild Goddess Oracle, and we've also got some cards today. So we have 3. I got the cards from yesterday posted as well. We try to keep it a little bit behind so that, but there we go. So the cards are posted up as well, and we're over, we're at 60 now, so it won't be too long, 15 days, give or take. We shall, who flipped over there? We shall be complete with our journey into palmistry, and by no means would this be a complete journey into palmistry. And this is only one man's or woman, I don't know who wrote the deck, but one person's interpretation of palmistry anyways. Cards wanting to flip out already here. So good dawning, guys. Welcome and grateful to have all of you here. And there we go. Activate the battery pack. So we got a battery pack attached to the phone. So there we go. Are we charging is the question here. We are. All right. That is to be or not to be is the question here. All right. So let us work with the Wild Goddess Oracle. And each one's going to be different so that it doesn't have a face. They're actually different per what the cards. And then they have sayings on the back. So this could take a little bit longer. But yeah, we'll see what we got. All right. And then we're going to do the Carnelian Flame later today, to give us courage, strength, balance, and of course get us in the flow as well. Carnelian Flame represents flow. It's a Cancer stone, secondary Cancer stone. It's the primary is ruby. The secondary stone would be carnelian or moonstone. It's another Cancer stone, a green moonstone there. And of course, if you didn't know this, I'll make a divine feminine, divine masculine. So your left hand is your divine feminine hand. So what do you want to receive? And in this case, I want to receive love, and I want to receive calm and protection. So I'm wearing these here, and then everything else here I want to give. So I want to give the violet flame and calm. I want to give the strength of the tiger's eye, or of the strength of my tiger's eye, and then give the calm of carnelian, which this is a carnelian. This would be carnelian as well. This came from Chloe, and if you need a bracelet, check out Chloe. These are fire. For a carnelian bracelet, this is fire. So, yeah. Carnelian always reminds me of something like you get in Star Wars, right? Ooh, he has the carnelian flame. Be careful. Look out! He's got the carnelian flame. Ah, something like that, right? All right, so let's. I've been shuffling these, so we're gonna do the same thing we've done with the other ones here, but it's a brand new deck. So, new energy, Suzette, good dawning. Lati, good dawning as well. And let's see here, Lara, good dawning. If you missed Lara last night, check it out. And you go, why would I want to watch a reading that I'm not part of? Because she does a group reading at the beginning, which is always fire. And she does a 3-card Monty. I call it 3-card Monty. At the end, I'll pick a card at the end as well. And Metatron, thank you. Always get the right card there. So from your end, if you did not check out Laura there, if nothing else, watch the first 20 minutes and then the last 10 minutes there. And grab your own personal Laura readings there. And of course, Laura is always available at any time for energetics or otherwise. So you can always contact Laura at letspiritguide.com. And Laura will be available to you and for you to help you. So there you go. And if there was a message you wanted, but maybe you didn't want to post it on YouTube, and have it be public, you can also contact Laura at letspiritguide.com or Laura at letspiritguide.com. And thank you, Millie, for putting that in the chat. I just pinned, if you want a one-on-one session with me, I'm good at seeing threads in your universe just by hearing it and seeing it. And my higher self channeling through Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, and White Buffalo Calf Woman. We can help you to create your universe. So if you are interested, send me an email, Mr. Floyd Channelings, with an S at gmail.com. And let's see what we get from the cards here. So we'll cut these into 3. Stack and pack. We'll grab the bottom card here for energetics, top 3, un, deux, and trois, to see how we get to the energetics for today. All right. So we'll take the front of it first, The Mask. And we're not talking about Jim Carrey here and the crazy, if you've never seen The Mask, that's a crazy-ass movie. But nonetheless, there you go, The Mask. And we're not talking a la 2020 either, The Mask, or Mobile Armored Strike Command from the 80s, if you remember the Mask toys. Anybody have Mask toys from the 80s there? The Mobile Armored Strike Command. So we have the Mask. This is also number 37, which 7, 8, 9, 10 reduces to a 1 or a 10. 1 would be you, and 10 would be 1, and then 0 represents the universe. So there we go. And of course, note she's wearing blue, and she kind of looks like the Statue of Liberty, sort of, with that crown. And we all know that the Statue of Liberty does not truly represent liberty, but we don't need to go into that. And if you notice on the bottom of the Statue of Liberty, most people don't notice the chain that is attached to one of the legs, but we won't go there either. The chain attached to one of the legs from the Statue of Liberty. But if it's so libertous, why is there a chain? But nonetheless, because I gotta love that movie, The Mask. There you go. All right, so The Mask. There is writing on the back here. I will show you, but it's unless you have a mirror up to the phone, and maybe backwards or mirrored. All right, so number 37, 7, 8, 9, 10, The Mask. Neither you nor anyone else involved in the situation has a clear picture of what has happened, what is happening, and what will happen. That ties into the readings that we did last night from Laura there. The grand theme of the readings was letting go of control. So we kind of shuffled around how we channel, and so I'm channeling based on the theme of the readings. And the main theme last night was letting go of control and not knowing what's going to happen and the fears around that, right? Because we're all in some sort of shift at this point. And so what is really about to happen in your universe, who knows? But letting go into that and trusting your higher self. So yeah. So The Mask. How do we then let go, to be clear about, right? So let's see what we've got here. This is a little bit different here. So we have the Teacher, number 15, which reduces to a 6, which is love. I note we have an owl and a snake. So, and the snake is, in the hat. And, of course, we have a double U, too. So you can read into this what you will. Note the, also, if you look at the leaves, and they're all pointing in one specific direction, wrapping around her neck. There's a lot of symbolism in these cards. So this is really kind of cool. A little bit different than the way we've been doing it. So the teacher. So, and if Rick was here, he'd be like, Rick would the teacher, right? Teach us how to heal thyself, right? All right, so number 15 or 6. 6 is the number of love, 666, which has been co-opted. So the teacher, you will do well to read more and otherwise learn about those who have worked diligently to attain what you seek and succeed. So it's asking you to find some sort of mentor. What are you looking to achieve? And then find that person, right? How did they achieve what you're looking to achieve? I like that. All right, so the next card then is the poet. And poet didn't even know it, right? So number 27, which reduces to a 7, 8, 9. 9 equals cycle change. Cycle change means that a shift from like being poor to rich, or from being alone to with people. Cycles, like you've had this pattern going on for 10 years. Now we're going to cycle out. Generally, for a lot of us, it's been a downward cycle, and now we're cycling into an upward cycle on the wheel because it has to happen. You cannot sit at the bottom of the wheel forever. It's not karmically allowed. In some form or fashion, your up may be everybody's top of the wheel may vary, but you cannot sit at the bottom of the wheel forever. If we notice the star on her neck, you can see the symbolisms that you are looking for within the card. So this is the poet. And so the poet, and I'll show, there we go. The poet, make your life a work of art, and your art a work of life. See the poetry in the mundane, and you will be rewarded by measure. So see the poetry in the mundane. Can you find peace in washing the dishes? Can you be grateful and find the poetry in doing the laundry by just going down the hall versus going to the river and banging a rock, right? Banging it on a rock. All right, and the final card for today is the humorist. Number 40, which is number 4. 4 represents the angels being there, your universe having your back. So 40, there you go. 4 would be the universe, or the angels, and 0 is the universe, so the angels having your universe. So the humorist, so where you're needing to make light of, and again, your results may vary. If you look into the card itself, you see your own symbolism. Note, not sure what the red dot on the hat is. That representing the third eye, maybe. But your mileage may vary. And again, Millie, thank you. These cards came from Millie. She found these, if I'm correct, in the back of a Marshalls, or you can find Marshalls and all of those, TJ Maxx, any of those stores. If you want some cards, you can go to the back of those stores. You will find Oracle and cards like these. Or she may have got this from a bookstore, Borders, like in the discount bin. That's the other way to find discount cards too, and or keep up with Care Bear, who finds like $3 decks on Amazon. I don't know how she does that. All right, so the back of the card for the humorist is the humorist, the refreshing joy, exhilaration, and skills learned from creative play, laughter are their own reward and help you solve problems. So it's asking you to have some fun and the creative play, which will help you solve problems. Barnes & Noble, there we go. So we got at the discount bin at Barnes & Noble. So if you guys need Oracle decks, there's lots of untraditional ways, rather than going to your local metaphysical store and paying the exact ISBN listed price on the back of the deck. You can go to Amazon. Generally, they're cheaper. And if you don't support Amazon, then yeah, even though they're big companies too, the Wexler Group. But yeah, you can go back to the back of TJ Maxx and Marshalls and those type of stores where you can find all the housewares and stuff. And you can generally, sometimes, not always, it just, your results may vary. Check your local store, and you may find tarot and oracle decks there for like $5-10. All right, so just real quick here, the mask. So it's asking you to see a clear picture of what's happening. But again, though, you will never really know and this goes into the theme last night from Laura. None of us will ever really know what's going to happen next. That's the whole point. If we knew what happened next, then it wouldn't be the ride, right? It wouldn't be the journey, right? I spent a year hitchhiking. If I knew each ride, then it wouldn't have been the adventure would have been over, right? When you're standing there waiting for a lift and you get your thumb out, right? And like, hey, pick me up, yeah. That's the adventure. It's not getting in the car. It's standing there, and then the car shows up, and who's showing up? Right? Who's coming out of the game? The Matrix. Who's going to be shown, right? Like the cigarette lady, the woman with the cigarettes, Marlboro mediums, right? All right, so the teacher, Again, what do you do well? Read more, otherwise learn about what you have worked. Learn, what are you looking to do? And the teacher card is basically asking you to diligently to study those who have done what you've gone before you, right? So if you want to learn how to fly, you would study Superman, right? If you want, theoretically, but if you want to, your results may vary, but nonetheless, but you get the idea, right? So if you want to study how to make beer, for example, you follow Anheuser-Busch, for example. Maybe I have no idea. It's just something that came up. I haven't drank a beer in forever. But then number 17, 27 would be 9 again, cycle change. So the next one is the pot, or the poet, I should say, pardon me, the poet. And make your life a work of art and see the poetry in the mundane. So can you do that just into your daily universe? And then finally, the humorist. And a lot of us, we're speaking of humorists, we're Scotty Boy, right? Can somebody call Scotty Boy, please? Millie, can we use your phone and call Scotty Boy? We need our humorist, right? So Scotty Boy is using the humorist card to the extreme, but it works well for Scotty Boy to use the humor. The pot sounds like a fun card. Yeah, I know, right? But I just said it wrong. But right now, I got the song from Tool, the pot from Tool, stuck in my head. Thank you, Millie. Appreciate it. So the humorist there would be Scotty Boy, right, in our chat. But what he's really doing is relishing the joy and exhilaration from his situations, right? And so, can you do that? Can you find your joy to help you solve problems as well? Not going into the problem from the lower energy of lack, right? But going into it with humor, joy, and gusto. There is 100% difference. If you have a problem and you step into that problem already grounded into the problem, lack, right? So what is the problem giving you, right? If it's giving you a situation of lack, is this problem, whatever it is, giving you a situation of neediness or whatever it is, right? So are you grounding into that, or can you laugh at it and see it for what it is? That's what it's kind of asking. Spin it around. Love, Superman, and Wonder Woman. All right. Okay. So here's a question. If you had any ability from Superman or Wonder Woman, we said that the other Wonder Woman, but would you rather have Superman's flying ability, or would you rather have some of Wonder Woman's abilities? If you could have any, here we go. The question of the day, because we don't do like the daily mantra anymore, because I mean, who's going to remember it? And it works for the moment, right? But really, it's about your energy all day, so you want to just stay present. But if you could have any superhero's power, anybody, Thor and his giant hammer, you could smash stuff. The Flash, you could run around the world in 30 seconds. Whatever it is for you, what? And run across the water. Aquaman, and you could summon all the animals from the sea. What would your superpower be? Please put that in the chat. It's something fun. Who would you choose, and what superpower would you want, right? Exactly. Could you be the Wonder Twins? Maybe you have you and your spouse could be the Wonder Twins. You never know, right? Wonder Woman. Okay, so if you're going to be Wonder Woman, then what would you what superpower? Because that tells a lot about your psyche. You think about this a second. I'm giving you, it's like a psychological question here. So what superhero would you want to be? And then what superpower would you want? And so Victor's going to teleport, but what superhero teleport? Can everyone pay for Hector Cat 8? His family is bringing him. Pay for Hector the Cat 8. His family's bringing him to be put to rest today. I believe we can see him as perfectly healthy. All right, so everyone take a moment, and for Hector the Cat, so we'll take our superpowers and send healthy superpowers of love to Hector the Cat. And since we're seeing something else healthy, we're going to send energy to our favorite Yolanda in Western New York there. Yolanda took a fall, and then she had to walk home from the doctor, which actually, if you take a fall and then have to walk home, is probably not a terrible thing because of you stiffen your body, right? So in that aspect, she did not get stiff, hopefully, but favor. So take a moment and hold Yolanda with all of the. I'm not going to describe what happened to her because we don't want to ground into that. We want to see her as healthy. So just see Yolanda as healthy and healed and in a better space. And of course, Cat, and I'm going to go back to get that correct. Cat 8, and of course, as well, so much love and favor there. And lots of cat stuff. If you met Carl last night as well, we send love and favor to Carl, who his cat last night, he had 3 cats. And as Chloe had probably most likely guessed there, eaten a rat that may have been poisoned. And so big favor to you, Carl, as well. And if you know who Carl is, he's the one who looks like what's his face? Kent Brockman from The Simpsons. His character, the newscaster from The Simpsons with the Asian reporter Tisha Takanawa. There we go. So Kent Brockman. So give love to Carl as well and his family there. And yeah, all three cats had passed. So big favor. All right, so let's go and move on to our. We have our upside down. There we go. Hands across the. There we go. Our palm reading. So we're all learning palm reading here on Mr. Floyd's Universe. And if you're new here, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell. I never say anything in the middle of the show here. And as well, I'm scheduling, and as of now, guys, Sundays with Krista are kind of suspended because it brings me home at like 4:30 on a Sunday, and with the sun not setting till 8:30, it's Yolanda, we big love Yolanda and big healing there. It's nice seeing in the chat. So and it's not to say we won't bring it back in the winter, and I may for sure, but right now it's just kind of it's hard to go live on Sunday at 4. I'd be home at 4:30 in the summertime and such. So for the moment, we're just going to suspend it. But Krista will be live this afternoon at 10 o'clock or noon with PG. And so let's do some palm reading here. So real quick. So we have 3 cards here today, 58, 9, and 60. So, and keep in mind, our exploration of palm reading is just this person's interpretation. Your mileage may vary with other interpretations of palm reading as well. Generally, there's a theme. The theme is all the same, fingers and whatnot, but everybody interprets things a little bit differently. So keep all of that in mind as well. And this is not going over everything in palmistry, as it couldn't. All right, so number 58 is the first one here. And smooth fingers, unlike smooth criminal, this is smooth fingers here. And smooth fingers with inconspicuous knuckles signify someone who uses intuition more than reason. There you go. Which, good balance, heart-brain coherence, right? You always want to follow your gut, and your passion can rule your thought process. You have difficulty asserting yourself. Love and relationships are vital to your happiness. Ideas and thoughts enter the mind and smooth-fingered people much quicker than much quicker than they do with people with knotty joints. So ideas, you're more smooth with ideas if you have smooth fingers. So there you go. So smooth fingers, I'll post that. There's not much to see. Unless you can read backwards and upside. Read mirrored images. We'll put it on the channel here, and you can read that again. So that's number 58. We have number 59. We're going to have 3 cards today. All these are just readings, so it'll be kind of quick here. There we go. Nothing to see. Fingertips. So if you want to do it that way. Fingertips, square or pointed. You never point your finger, right? Square or pointed fingertips. Square fingertips signify you are down to earth. You are capable and practical. This indicates you are careful and orderly. Also shows how you are crave stability and are afraid of change if you have squared fingertips. Now, if you have pointed fingertips, don't point, right? Pointed, there you go. Pointed fingertips reveal curiosity and good imagination. You are dreamy and sensitive. You always allow go with the flow, right? There you go with the flow. And you don't like to make waves amongst your peers. So you don't like to create waves, but you are generally a go with the flow. Now, if you have rounded fingers, these are rounded or spatulette. I have no idea what a spatulette finger is. I guess flat, pointed, flat, like a shovel maybe. But if you have rounded fingers, they show you enjoy people and react readily to outside energy. You don't like living alone. I have rounded fingers, by the way, and I live alone and have for like 5 years. Don't like living alone. When you commit yourself in love and relationship, this is for the long term. Spatulette fingers. So if you have spatulette fingers, at the bottom here, meaning that they are flattened at the tips. There you go. Flared at the tips. Pardon me. And tapered towards the knuckle. So if they are flared at the tips, this is crazy, right? and tapered at the knuckles, and it indicates you love physical activity and the outdoors. So there you go. You'd be set in Colorado. You never, ever back down. No, never back down from a challenge, right? And that could be a dangerous thing. And are excited by new adventures, right? You're not living in the old adventures. So there we go. So those are the fingertip types. What are you? I am a rounded fingertip, which means I do not like living alone, but there we go. That's why I am living alone. Cancer / Capricorn, right? It all ties to your astrological chart too, right? So as a Cancer South node, being a Capricorn North node, then yes, Cancer would be who I was and who I, right? And that's what I'm working to step away from. Cancer, probably one of the most gregarious as far as wanting to live with people and whatnot, right? And then Capricorn, live alone, right? Do everything solid to yourself, right? So there we go. So that also fits my fingertips. You'll find that as you put your blueprint together, we're going to have Care Bear on here. We're coordinating times right now. We're going to do an astrology 101 with Care Bear. She's going to teach us how to what we need to look at in astrology, and then she's going to go over the basics of that and how to get your chart. And as well, she will go over with us the current astrology as well. So I'm working on a time to get Care Bear on to do that as well. And so you'll find that once you ground into your chart and you start looking at your astrological chart, your blueprint for walking around on planet or game system Earth, whatever you want to see it as in your universe, your toroidal field. There you go. As you start your palm reading, your chart, all kind of merge together to give you this picture of really what's kind of you and your palms and your chart will kind of match in a twisted, can kind of match in a twisted sort of way, for sure. But all right, so let's see what's going on in the chat here. See you soon, Krista. Enjoy your walkies. Oh, Krista's taking a walkies. So I'm moving to Cancer. If you're no, that's your. What is your? You have to get a chart and see what your south node is. What would you? Capricorn, if you're a Capricorn, that's your sun sign, most likely, right? Because that's what you were born under, is your sun sign. The question is, and it's based on your time, what your south node is. It's not always the case. For myself, having a Cancer south node, so I was a Cancer in my previous life, most likely. If you have a double, and this is Josh's theory on Mr. Floyd's theory on astrology. It's not. This has not been proven. This is not written by Gene Dixon. This is not in sun signs or anybody else. This is not part of Ayurvedic astrology either. This is just my theory and mine alone, and my opinion, and everyone has opinions. They're like, and everyone's got one blank, right? So there we go. So if your south node, right, matches your sun sign, generally speaking, in my humbled opinion, it means that you're like rinse and repeat. You're doing life over in some sort of aspect, living. If this is a non-localized toroidal field, right, and everything is existing in every form and fashion all at once, right, and the only reason why you see it is a lifetimes, even though they're all happening now, right, you break yourself off, and so you're living a lifetime. I'm living a lifetime smashing metal in 1910, and I'm living a lifetime in San Francisco in 1969, and I'm living a lifetime in the Greek Isles as a cobbler, right? Happy with Wonder Woman. Just added teleportation. Has speed, which could be okay, and she talks to animals and trees. Sounds very manageable. There we go. Yeah, Wonder Woman would be an amazing. Personally, Wonder Woman skills. I mean, I wouldn't want to be Batman, but Batman's built off anger and frustration. Batman's built off dark energies, right? He's a dark knight, right? So I don't know if I'd want to be Batman. Superman's always lost in his head with his parents, right? And so he's got parental issues, mom and dad traumas that he's on Earth trying to heal with our golden yellow sun. So the question is, which one of them is actually balanced? Who's the most balanced of them all? That's going to be the more bigger question because they're all healing trauma. They're all different aspects of trauma. If you look at all the superheroes, for the most part, Aquaman maybe he doesn't seem to portray any specific. You don't see any Aquaman backstory like he's been banished from the land or anything. But then Aquaman, but he'd have more place to work, but nobody's sitting in the water. But he'd have more versus the land, right? But all right, happy. So all right, so let's do a channeling here and see what comes through. We haven't channeled in a couple of days here, and we'll see what we've got here. But so yeah, what do you want to do on this planet? What do you? I don't mind being alone, but I love living with my husband. I hear. I wouldn't want to fly. I get nauseated when I fly in my dream. Well, if you could teleport though, would you need to fly? Here's a question: if you could teleport, right? So if I could go, I want to go, and maybe you want to be like Lex Luthor. I want to go into De Beers diamond mine, inside it, right? And poof, boom, you're inside De Beers diamond mine. Do you need to fly then? No, because you could grab a handful of diamonds, no matter how fast they come at you. Be like, take me to Central Park, boom, and then poof, you'd just be gone in Central Park, right? But the question is, if you're teleporting though, and these are the things you never really think about: are you teleporting in the current, or are you like, take me to Central Park, a la 1969, right? I mean, so that's the question. Yeah, you could also teleport. Yeah, but if you teleport to the moon, would you not theoretically? Again, this is all theoretical, right? I mean, Bruce sees all. You want to watch interesting stuff about the moon? Bruce sees all. Structures. We won't talk about structures. There's walking on the moon, right? But if you teleport to the moon and you don't have a specific suit, you might. We don't really know because we're not there, right? But implode, right? Zero in a vacuum, right? Oh, there is an atmosphere on the theoretically the Earth's atmosphere. Didn't they come out and say the Earth's atmosphere extends past the moon like a few years ago? And some craziness like you're actually, even when you think you're in space, you're in the envelope of the Earth's atmosphere. I mean, they came out and said that like a few years ago. So who knows? Fly me to the moon, let me play amongst the stars. I can't really sing very well, but all right. So let us do a channeling here and see what we get, and based off the energies here, and I already got an idea of what we're gonna channel here. I already got an idea who's coming through. All right, so here we go, guys, and Saint Germain, we are grateful. We are channeling through Josh for you to you today, and we have not channeled in a few days. We are grateful. Welcome everybody who is here, and we are going to do a channeling. We are not going to clear any energies or anything. Most likely today we may have to do channeling, but we are going to channel. We are going to bring somebody in here. We are going to bring in White Buffalo Calf Woman because we are going to talk about. We have the mask here, right? So we are going to state what we stated yesterday, and if you watched Lara B yesterday when she was throwing her amazing cards, and Lara, you are amazing, right? And we are grateful for you, Lara. And we thank you for all that you do. So let spiritguide.com to extend your universe. Get a bigger, deeper reading. Let spiritguide.com, Lara's website. But if you are watching Lara last night and we did the channeling, the main energies of the channeling is unknown change, fear, and sitting in and waiting for unknown change. And so from your universe, right, you may not have a picture of what is happening, but it is not your job to know what is happening. So we're going to bring in White Buffalo Calf Woman who helps keep you on path, right? She is the grand path. You walk the path down your universe, right? And she is there to help guide you, right? And so we are going to bring in White Buffalo Calf Woman to help you with that. So I am living, loving alone. Took a bit to adjust, but I'm doing my freedom, and I was always surrounded by people in unhealthy environments. So good for you, Yolanda. And we are wishing you the biggest favor and healing for you as well. And if anybody is near Yolanda, make sure you are keeping her vertical, right? So everybody check in with Yolanda. Make sure she is still on her 2 feet there. And we do not want her to go anymore, right? You're only allowed to fall if there is 6 inches of snow. So there you go, right? You can fall into the snow, you will be fine. Or a water, right? If you want to fall into a swimming pool, we are grateful, but you are not allowed to fall. You are to be gravity straight, right? Stand with the gravity and stand straight. But we are grateful for you, Yolanda. All right, so let us bring in White Buffalo Calf Woman. Seriously fun and the timing important problem. I felt this memory so far, life memory so far, not being late. Thankfully, I did found other ways. Ha! Wow, flying Who fun flying gliding is. There you go. All right. So you remembered one thing though. We are asking what superhero you want to be. You are your own superhero, right? Everybody here is living and you have to realize this, right? You are living the hero's journey because you are finding from your darkness your light. You are finding through your adversaries. There we go. Your higher self, your better self. You are grounding into better situations. So each and every last one of you are your higher self, your best self, and are grounding into that. So keep that in mind. All right, so let us bring in White Buffalo Calf Woman here, and she's going to help to explain that it's not always, you don't know what is next. That is half the point, right? If you knew what was next, then what would be the fun? But let us bring in White Buffalo Calf Woman. White Buffalo Calf Woman here for all of you today, and we are grateful that you are here. White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking all of you to understand that you are not supposed to know what is next. White Buffalo Calf Woman is telling you that the path only goes to the horizon, right? If you are walking on a trail, you can only see so far. And if the path has a wind, you cannot see where it is going to go, but do not walk that path anyways. Do not trust that the trail that you are walking, the path that the Boy Scouts had carved out in the woods, is going to lead you somewhere. It's not going to drive you off a cliff or walk you down a mountain or throw you in a ravine. You trust the path. You actually get in your cars, right? You are not riding a horse, but you get into your cars and you drive to that path. Then you get out in your specialized shoes with your water bottles and your hats and glasses and your sticks. And you walk that path with trust, gust, and gusto. Are you understanding? White Buffalo Calf Woman is wanting you to see that you have trust in your universe, right? You get in your car, you drive the road, right? You may not have been on that road, but you trust that the road, as you are driving in your localized toroidal field, right? As the road keeps appearing in front of you, you trust that it will keep appearing, right? You are not thinking you are going to drive into a brick wall, are you? You are not thinking there's going to be a tree in the road, are you? White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking, do you think there's going to be a buffalo herd in the road? Absolutely not. You don't think any of that. You trust as you are driving, right? That the road will create for you. The road will be there in front of you, right? Until it ends, and then you go to the next road. But you are in trust, right? You go to a restaurant. You are in trust, right? You are not preparing the meal, right? You do not know maybe what they have. You did not look up on the internet, right? You went old school, like a restaurant in 1985. You had to go with your intuition, right? This looks good. We eat here, right? So you go into the restaurant, you are trusting your gut, right? And then you are sitting down and trusting the chef, whom you have not met. What are your qualifications for preparing my food? Are you seeing? We are asking you, White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking you, are you seeing how, when you are going into a restaurant, you are following a path, right? So White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking, when you are in that restaurant and you have the menu, you are trusting the chef. You are trusting they're going to prepare the food without poisoning you, right? You are trusting the ingredients is fresh, or at least relatively, right? You are trusting that they're not ripping you off. You are trusting that what you are ordering is what you are getting, if you are at a sushi restaurant, for example. No difference in your universe than if you are trusting for yourselves. When you are walking out and you take that path, right, and you go out in your day, you are in trust, right? You are in trust the road will be there. You are in trust the place you are going is there, even though you cannot see it, right? It is not there in front of you. But if you are going to the grocery store down the street, you trust that it is there, right? You trust when you get there that the prices will be fair, right? Well, as fair as they're going to be, right? You trust that you will get what you need. So White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking you today, are you in trust in your universe? There's no difference in trusting when you step out your front door that the sidewalk will appear, right? That the road will be there, that the gas in your car, right? That the gas stations will have gas. You are trusting a lot of things when you leave your home. You are trusting every driver on the road, are you not? You are trusting that they will stop at every light. When you stop at a traffic light, are you trusting the driver behind you to not rear-end your car? But Buffalo Calf Woman is asking you a question. Are you seeing? You live in trust all the time. You go to the dentist. How did you meet your dentist? On the internet. You are trusting your mouth with somebody you have never had a physical conversation with, maybe. Are you in understanding of what you put in trust and what you fear? You get the surgery. You go to the hospital. They say you need surgery. The surgeon will call you. Did you choose your surgeon? Most of you do not. The hospital, the surgeon from the hospital, from the emergency room will get the referral and you will get a phone call, right? You have a right to go for a second opinion, but how many of you do? You trust blindly that the hospital is directing you to a surgeon that will meet your needs and do a well job, right? Are you seeing what White Buffalo Calf Woman is putting together? You give trust in grand things. You put your money in a bank. You trust that that bank will be there. You trust they are not going to run away. The dish is not going to run away with your spoon, right? And your money will be there. You put stuff in a safe deposit box. You trust with the key that they give you that what is in the safe deposit box will be there a year later, right? Are you seeing the puzzle we are putting together? Then why are you not trusting yourself in your universe? White Buffalo Calf Woman is waiting. Answer that question, can you? Most of you cannot. You can trust. The vitamins you take aren't going to poison you. You can trust the car you drive when you hit the gas pedal will go, right? And the brakes will stop. You can trust the car, the random car behind you that's not going to rear-end you as they are coming up at the traffic light, right? And you can trust the fence that keeps the herd of buffalo on the other side. But you cannot trust yourself in your universe. Why? Why can you not trust what is coming into your universe, but you can trust everything else? You put your faith in the mechanic who fixes your car. That mechanic may have been drunk 5 hours earlier, but you have no idea. But yet you drive off thinking your car is perfectly fixed, but you have no idea. You did not fix your car, right? You did not know how it's to be fixed. So you have to have trust. Are you understanding? So you drive off thinking your brakes are going to work, hoping and that the person who you paid $350 for to fix your rotors, right, is doing the right job and doing it properly. You do not know if they are on fentanyl or drunk or high or anything else. It is trust, right? That you trust that, but that you fret and splinter around on your universe. You act like you are in a bucking bronco when it comes to your universe and the energies. Why? That is the question White Buffalo Calf Woman wants to ask of you. Why are you thinking there is no buffalo to hunt? Why are you thinking the road will fall away? Why are you acting as if the trail will lead you off the mountain? Why are you thinking that whatever you are doing is going to lead you into a dead end or into a quarry or into a gully or into issues or a swamp or into quicksand? Why? Why are you not seeing your universe with an endless road, right? Like Highway 50, right? Where you can go from one end of the country to the other. Or Route 66, right? Why are you not seeing your universe like Route 66 where you can get your kicks? Why are you seeing your universe like a broken, dusty road that ends with a dead end sign, right? That doesn't get you where you need to go. Why are you seeing the fears, right? That is the question White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking you. We have shown where you can trust in your universe. You get into an airplane. Do you sit there and you interview the pilot? No, you get on the plane. Well, if you get on the plane, pity you, right? As George Carlin has said, right? Get in the plane. But nonetheless, White Buffalo Calf Woman asks, when you are getting in the plane, are you asking the pilot for their pilot license? No. Are you asking to see their logbook? No. Are you asking how many touch and goes they have practiced? No. Are you asking how many cabin hours, how many flight hours they have at the deck of the particular model of airplane, right? No. Are you asking if they've ever been in a crash? No. Are you asking how many simulated crashes they've had? No. Are you asking about their family? No. Are you asking if this man is on drugs or taking antidepressants? No. But you are trusting. There are lots of things you could worry about when you are getting on an airplane, right? Let alone if the airplane itself is stable, right? Is it an Airbus or a Boeing? That's another question. But nonetheless, Or is it a CRJ, which would be even more stable, right? Canadair regional jet, but nonetheless. So from your end, are you seeing how crazy it is to think, I will trust this pilot? I have no idea who this person is. I never met them. I don't know their skills. I don't know how long they've been piloting, and I don't know how well they slept. I don't know if they were drunk yesterday or if they are pissed off at their wife today, right? We don't know any of that, or their husband, right? Whatever it is for them. We don't know, but we trust. You know yourself, but you cannot trust yourself. You cannot trust your universe. What is coming in? I'm in worry. Why are you in worry? It's your universe. You trust the UPS man to bring you a very valuable package, but you cannot trust yourself to deliver a universe of love and amazement to yourself? What is wrong with you? You trust a pilot who you have never met to deliver you from one city to the next, but you cannot trust yourself to pilot yourself to the proper city in your universe? You trust a chef to make you a steak, right? To make you a dinner, right? And you have never met this person. You do not know what the shenanigans they may be pulling in the kitchen. You do not know if they've washed their hands and if they were full of whatever germ X last week, right? But you trust and you eat it, right? But then can you trust yourself to prepare yourself the greatest meals? Can you trust yourself to prepare your universe for you? Can you trust yourself? We are trying to show the dichotomies here in what you trust and why you end up not trusting yourself and your universe. So White Buffalo Calf Woman is asking you to stand in that trust. Stand, right? The Lakota Sioux, right? We had to trust. Trust had to be given that the buffalo would come around. Now we know their migratory patterns, but nonetheless, we had to trust ourselves to know that. We had to trust that we were in the right spot even when we saw no buffalo. We had to trust that in time, the herd would show up and we could hunt. Are you understanding? Are you trusting yourself if you are in a space of law? If you are in a space where things aren't moving forward? Can you trust if where you are that is where you are meant to be and that everything changes, right? Can you trust that? Can you see that? Can you allow for that? Or are you throwing up dervish blocking energies and running in fear, running in scared? The question you have to ask of yourselves. So White Buffalo Calf Woman wants to leave you with this. If you can trust random Bob or random Fran to fly you in an airplane that you don't know the mechanical history of, that you don't know how well it was made, you don't even know who sat in the seat before you, right? Are you even clearing the energies when you sit in a plane, right? You have 50 people who may have sat in that plane seat before you, full of farts and other things before they have ever even cleaned the seat. But you are trusting that as well. But yet you don't trust yourselves. You don't trust what is next, and you do not trust your universe. You do not trust that you can be the abundance you are looking for. You are not in trust that you can bring yourself to joy, and you are not in trust that you can create what you are looking for in your loving, living universe. So the question is, why? And can you allow for that trust? Can you sit back and relax? Can you let things come to you, for you? Can you see that everything is flowing from you, right? You are the highest self you are looking for. So everything comes from you, from your stabilized energies of love and peace. Everything comes to you from your feeling it, from you desiring it, from you standing in it and seeing it and being it. It does not come from you fearing it or fretting or having to go hustle for it or any of that stuff. Allow for your universe to create. Sometimes you just have to sit back and allow. You allow the pilot to fly you. You allow the chef to cook for you. You allow the surgeon to cut you open. You never had a meal with that surgeon, but you allow them to cut you open? But you are worried about yourself against yourself in your universe. Do you see the dichotomies here? Do you see where White Buffalo Calf Woman wants to scratch her head? Trust that the path will be there for you. Trust when you set off on a hike that the path will lead you back to home. Trust when you get on a plane, right? That the plane will take you where you need to go. So trust yourself, right? To find the right plane. Trust yourself to design the universe you want. And trust yourself to bring you what you want. Sit back and relax. When you relax and let it come in, let it flow to you. Because it's all for you. Then it all happens with you. We love you. We are grateful. White Buffalo Calf Woman wants you to see all your abundance and wants you to stand in the abundance that you are. So see that, be that, allow for that. Put your fears to the side and stand in anew. Stand with white buffalo calf woman. Stand with your tribe and allow for your abundance. There's not one buffalo that you are hunting. You have 1,001 buffalo when the buffalo are here to hunt. The abundance is always there. See it. Stand into it. Let your universe create for itself. Do not stand in the frame of fear, right? When you stand in that frame of fear, what you fear, you amplify in your universe. All right, so there we go. White Buffalo Calf Woman, more energy. So if you can allow for a pilot that you don't know, some Tom, Dick, and Harry, or Jane, to fly a plane that you don't know that could have been drunk the night before, and God only knows the mechanics of the plane and anything else, and how many beer farts are you sitting in with the energies of all that, and you can trust all that. It's like control chaos, right? And you can trust all that, but you can't trust yourself to create your own universe. Side eye. Yeah, so White Buffalo Calf Woman wants you to find more trust. No work. We don't have to get to not in this dawning, not the DoorDash, but that's it. So we're DoorDashing a little bit. But all right, so we're gonna work with the carnelian flame here. Creativity, love, grounding, flow. Carnelian, if you're a Cancer, carnelian flame, just like moonstone. These are the two stones, Cancer stones. Moonstone for calming, carnelian for getting in the flow. So if you are a water sign, Cancer specific, I mean, these are more Cancer specific, water signs, all the same. Moonstone, this is peach moonstone for calm. And often you don't even see it, and I am sitting here like this. And it's truly calming. And then if you want energetics, like flow, carnelian flame, right? So to fire up your creativity as well. It's a wonderful world, as all else between. Yes, it is. I mean, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Josh. No, I'm not. We'll be dashing a half an hour, but we're not. Don't have to go to the crystal shop right away. I do have to go to the crystal shop at 4. I'll be at 4 o'clock. So, yeah. So this evening we close out the crystal shop. So on Wednesdays we close it out. But no, we don't have to race off. It's only Thursdays. It's really only Tuesdays and Fridays. That I have to race out of here and make sure that I'm there on time. All right. So we're gonna work with the carnelian flame. So. Energetics works best with your permission, and so you guys being here, thanks. I appreciate that, Henny, and I really do. Anytime you guys put time in the chat, because it's a number, it can stand out, and most likely will see it. And yeah, so if you want to get my attention in the chat, just put a bunch of symbols or numbers, and it'll grab me. But yeah, when you put the time in the chat, I do appreciate that because that does help me with the flow of the show. Shelley, I trust others after I wait and see. I know you all know what I'm saying. I hope anyway. Yeah, exactly. Well, you always want to say, okay, I will lead off with a modicum of right. But yeah, you're right. You let people prove themselves and let them see. But yeah, but it's about trusting ourselves. The biggest thing is we'll trust others more than we trust ourselves. We'll give our power away to others and trust. They got to wash the silverware. We got to wash the silverware. We got to trust that they wash this. Exactly. You know, they're not washing dishes. Remember if you way back when we go old school here, National Lampoon's Vacation, when Chevy Chase is washing the dishes with Beverly D'Angelo, and he's not washing the dish. He just hands him the plate and he's like wiping it off and putting it. He never washed the dishes. Yeah, we have to trust, right? At least some of the cities here in Colorado, they have the sign like A, B, C, D, E, F. So they have the letter or the numeric, depending on the city, but the letter on the window. Like we got an A in our last inspection, or an F. You don't want to display your F, but they're required to. So they don't do that here in Boulder, but in other cities they do. All right, so carnelian flame again for energetics. With your permission here, if you don't want to be part of that, then you can flip your phone down, or whatever works for you. But otherwise, being here and of course through the internet, energetics works just as well as anything else. Some cases better because you don't have a clash of two people as well, pushing energies. You just have the transmission. And anything you want to use for energetics, as long as it has a point, in this case, it comes to a point, then you can use that for energy as well. So here we go, guys, and join me with the carnelian flame. All right. So, I always thought carnelian, it's like start with, I see you have the carnelian flame. Your carnelian is as big as mine. All right, so you may feel this in your root and sacral chakras, anywhere really. Speaking of feeling there, and I'm sure I'll create a post. I should create a post. Trista, last night I watched her video with the tuning forks. So if you get a chance, witchy Trista there with her tuning forks. Woo! She did a video with the heart and the gut, and wow, I can still feel it in my stomach chakra there. And so yeah, check that out. She's got a couple of different ones, and just coordinating times with Trista as well to get her on the channel. And most likely, just due to time, and it'll be Sunday, but in the evening, like somewhere after 5, somewhere in between like 6 and after that. Either way, but we will get it figured out, and that's just based on her schedule and mine. So. Like she's free Wednesday nights, but I work Wednesday night, so but we will figure it all out. And have live tuning forks on the channel, which is everything's vibration. So in that aspect, if you catch the vibration of Trista's forks, then absolutely it can be changing. Some of those, yeah, it was pretty amazing. All right. Not going to go too much longer. Krista will be at the top of the hour. There is no Wounds to Wisdom. She is live. Teresa's live tomorrow. And so she's live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. There is no Rooted Willow. She is not live today with John or anything. Yesterday would have been with the ladies. Who else? I don't think there's anybody else, honestly, tonight. At 11, you can watch our Wayne Steiger if you want to. Depending on the title, your mileage varies. And of course, tonight at 8:45 or 9:45 Eastern Time, 7:45 my time, you have Victor with Truth Wave. All right, so let's seal this off. And we're going to close out with a group hug, like usual. All right, so we hermetically seal this. Good dawning karma. I love the idea of being required to post your inspection grade. I've worked in food, and I no longer trust it. Yeah, and keep in mind, a lot of these places are tipped off and whatnot, or they have an idea of when the inspector's coming. So your grade, their grade may vary. The actual grade may be the same or different. You know, if they're tipped off, then it's like, quick, put it together, right? You know. Like if you live in a non-smoking apartment and you smoke, and it's like, oh, you know the landlord's coming, then you get the osium and start cleaning up, right? Same difference, so to speak. Oh, Henny retracted her message. Yeah, you retract your message there, Henny. Shame. All right, so let's close this out with a group hug and favor to all in the chat there, and there's so much love and favor. And again, if you do want a one-on-one session with Saint Germain, Archangel Raphael, Kuan Yin, White Buffalo Calf Woman, Sekhmet, my higher self, which is all of those really, and then send me an email, Mr. Floyd Channelings with an S at gmail.com, and we can set that up. And grateful for all of you. And thank you again, Millie, for the deck as well. So take off your mask today. And yeah, and if you see somebody, this will go back to Teresa there. She's been doing the Let Them theory from Mel Robbins, the book Let Them. So, and if you see somebody in a mask, what do? We let them. We do not judge, right? So even today, if somebody is still wearing a mask, or even wearing a mask and gloves, which I've seen, and goggles, which I've seen, we do what? We let them and love them just as well. We do not know what's going on in their universe, but we definitely want to let them. All right, so let's go ahead and close this out. So without further ado, a group hug, a big Josh hug there, as Victor would say, and I always thought that was weird, but now it's flat. I appreciate it, Victor. Really, grateful. All right, so left hand up to the person to your left, and right hand up on the person to your right, and we'll make a big huddle, like in football, or like if you've seen Australian rules football or rugby there, where they're running around all circled together. Although we're not going to be pushing against each other, we're going to be sending love. So we put our arms up and we send love. Comes out of our left hand, and we send it in a clockwise manner around the circle as it comes around. You may feel that love come right back into your right hand as we send it out. It'll come across your chest and right through your heart chakra. There we go. And come right back around. So as we spin that energy around, we spin it up, we create, just like the Large Hadron Collider, a reversed tornado. And we spin that energy spinning up into the greater source field. So instead of pulling down, right, we're sending that energy up, and we send all that love into the greater source field, and we connect our love to the source field. As we spin up our energies here, we see everybody in the greater source field in love and peace and abundance, whatever that is for them. We see everybody in the greater source field regulated, their nervous systems regulated, at peace, in their highest self. There we go. And we see everybody in the greater source field with 4 walls. Everybody on this planet has the right to have 4 walls, or a geodesic dome. Nobody on this planet should have to sleep outside in a tent, otherwise under a tree, unless you choose to, in a mud hut, in a shanty shack, or otherwise, unless by choice. Everybody has the right, and we have the ability to give everybody a home with an acre's worth of land, 2 bedrooms, in Texas, no less, and still house everybody. So nobody should have to live in any sort of squalid situation. We see everybody in those houses, right, with fresh, clean, running water. Nobody should have to go to the river to collect water. Nobody should have to come back with that river water, boil it, wait for 30 minutes, right? Boil it for 20 minutes, then wait for another hour and a half for it to cool off, and then to be able to take a sip of water 2 hours, 3 hours later, right? Nobody should have to do that in this planet when we have a box that you can place on a table, and as long as there's 10% humidity or more, you can whip water out of thin air, literally. Fresh, clean drinking water. So nobody should have to deal with that on this planet. See, everybody on this planet, anybody who needs a hug, nobody on this planet should be without a hug. Everybody deserves the right to have a hug. There's no reason why there's a lack of love on this planet, why people are separated from each other. Everybody has a right to be seen and to be loved, and we see that in everybody. We see the armies of the world dismantling, and we see the governments apologizing to everyone on this planet for grifting and grafting and putting people, their citizens, in harm's way. We see the governments of the world dismantling said armies, and we see let's try to move the chat forward here. See the governments of the world. Davey, welcome. And we've seen you here before, Davey, so let's give you a standard. There you go. All right, so Davey, you have a pin. All right. So, and we see the governments of the world dismantling those militaries, and the militaries of the world shaking hands with those they otherwise would have shot without even physically knowing their names, and apologizing to those they would have killed otherwise for no reason. We see the governments of the world handling their situations differently. In a large wrestling match, in whichever president or leader is the last standing has won whatever dispute they might have. There we go. It'll probably be Putin, since he's a 10th degree judo black belt. But nonetheless, we see each and every one of us here enjoy love and peace. And we see each and every one of us in the abundance we are looking for. We see Rick going to the doctor for his 6-month after cancer checkup, and the doctor going, "Holy cow, brother, did you ever have cancer? Don't come back. I love you. I don't ever want to see you again." We see Henny getting her car fixed, or Henny getting her new apartment, there we go, and running a marathon. And we see Suzette, there we go, getting her car fixed, right? Driving away from her mother for at least 4 days for respite care, right? And her mother not unplugging the fridge or turning off the air conditioning in the middle of the night, right? We see Lindsay in a much better living situation as well, not in a yurt, but in a secure and loving place with fresh fruits and vegetables and abundance. We see Karen Suki not having to drive as often as she is to Estes Park, which is the same location as the Stanley Hotel from The Shining, by the way. So every time she drives into Estes Park, she sees the hotel from The Shining right in front of her. And we send her love that she does not have to do that any further. We see Krista over there gaining her sight, right? Who knows, right? And of course, miraculously learning German overnight as well. So we see Krista speaking the language as well. And anybody who's having anything going on, we see Yolanda totally healed, right? Yolanda, we give you big props there and healing props. And then you had to walk home from the doctor, which may have actually been helping you not get stiff. but Yolanda took a tumble yesterday and has some bruises and fractures and such. So we send Yolanda the biggest healing love, and we see you in the golden bubble of healing light. And anybody here who's having anything going on, whatever that may be for you or to you, keep in mind it's generally happening for you. And I don't know about it, so we haven't added it to our circle here. But otherwise, if you have something going on, we send you love because we don't know what it is, and we send it and you favor. And green has just popped everywhere. Fantastic. And we see each and every one of us in the highest, most loving, abundant light. We take our Large Hadron Collider, and we do not see version 2.0 that is on the table, which will be twice as large, which will make us end up making us wake up in 1975 one day or something crazy, right? I think the Mandela effect's crazy now. We see them not building that second Large Hadron Collider, right? And we see our energetic tornado that we have spun up and are still spinning up. As we spin that energy around, we release it into the greater source field. And with that, we say hallelujah. So it is. And we love you. Thank you all for sticking around. The energy circle there changes each and every time. Kind of just go with the flow. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for another episode of Good Dawning. We are 5 weeks away from, about 5 weeks away from our 1 year anniversary. So if we could get to 1,000 in a year, that would be amazing. So if you guys want to promote this channel, I would be grateful. Please do like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're watching this, if you made it this far, if you're not watching in the live. And if you would, please interact with the comments. I appreciate it. And either today or tomorrow, I will be replying to comments. I'm slow at that, but I will. And so otherwise, have an amazing day because you're amazing, right? So why would you not want a day that's as amazing as you are? Remember, guys, everything you do or don't do helps to create your loving, living universe. So if you're still in your dark night of the soul, as you release your darkness into the light, as you release your trauma, you don't have to cry it out as you realize what the trauma is, and you say, I don't need it anymore, I understand, and you release it to your higher self. You step into your light body. What do? Your cells vibrate faster. You bring in more light into your body. You gain an instant weight loss program, right? You want to lose 40 pounds in 5 seconds? Release some trauma. And you step into an easier way to create your loving, living universe in your light body. Stay awesome because you are the miracle and the love you are looking for today. All right, guys, build that universe. Get out there and trust the path that you are creating. You trust Uber to drive you somewhere. You trust me to deliver your DoorDash. So trust yourselves to deliver an amazing universe. All right, guys, stay awesome. I will see you all in the next. Thank you.